Okay. I had to come again because I see a bunch of folly. And one thing about me, I'm not going. Let me get one thing straight right from the beginning. Here on this channel, I am not doing the childish FBA foolishness. I'm only going to tell you once. On this channel, I am not doing the kindergarten childish as FBA. I'm not doing that. Now, if you want to do that, if you want to troll and talk about who's FBA and who's not and all that, you go to another channel. Because all I'm going to do is get you out of here anyway. I don't give a damn how long you've been over here. Do not have my channel look like kindergarten clown shit. Facts. You take that kindergarten stuff to kindergarten. I'm not doing that. Now, for people that don't know, I just did a live. I had to stop it. I got to go clean it up because I don't want nobody to see my channel on no low level. So we got to talking, and that led to talking about Barack Obama. Now, if you hear that name and you start tripping, you ain't my, I can't deal with you. Because you should not be that emotional where you hear a name and you start freaking out. So I mentioned, dude, because I was talking about somebody going to the poor areas and helping the poor people when he first came here. A lot of people just hearing his name, I don't know. We got some serious problems on social media with black people, serious. But cool. I understand they ain't got no leadership over here. They get led the wrong way by a lot of content creators is teaching our young people wrong. So cool. So I say, well, great, like he not FBA, he not FBA, which listen, I'm not doing that fanatical like that. Okay. So if you're fanatical, if you're using FBA fanatically, please don't do it over here. You can do it somewhere else, but don't do it over here. Don't make me look like that. Because I'm into this for reparations. I'm not in it for who's FBA and who's not. Because reparation takes care of that, first off. And so only FBA gonna get reparations. So all that who reparations and who not, and it ain't associated with who's FBA and if you all that who FBA and who's not, but it's not associated with reparations, miss me. Miss me. I'm not with that. I'm with reparations. Period. And those that can prove they was here will get reparations. And those are foundational Black Americans. I'm not interested in foundational Black American with no reparations. To me, many people are taking FBA and destroying the reparations movement, are pushing like some type of tribalism over reparations. Me, I thought foundational Black Americans was to identify those who've been here that will work in the purpose of getting reparations to prove we are the ones that did the work. I thought foundational Black American was born out of the reparations movement. Now, if it's some type of tribal something, leave me out, Please don't come on my channel with that. Don't not come over here with the clown. I'm not doing the clown stuff. I'm asking you nicely. Give me that space. Let me have my channel the way I got it. If that's what you've been doing somewhere else, that's fine. I'm not going to go over wherever you are doing that. Good luck. But over here, anytime we talking about foundational Black Americans or reparations, we are talking about reparations. We are not talking about who's FBA and who's not and all that. I never did that in high school, and I'm sure not going to do that on social media. When you get to the point you start disrespecting somebody because their husband is not FBA or the wife is not, and all of this, leave me out of that. Leave me out of that. Just leave me out of that. Because now you're a fucking clown, okay? And I want to have a whole channel in case you won't smoke. I want to have a whole subject. Because I didn't want to have smoke with y'all on my last discussion. But all of y'all that wanted to have smoke on my last discussion, come on. If you want to have smoke, if you want to be all disrespect, come on over here. I set this up just to dish your ass and call you all out your name and totally disrespect you 100%. If you come over here violating my channel with some little baby kindergarten foolishness, this big Pharaoh, this ain't little Pharaoh. Do not come on my channel and bring no clown bozo shit over here, period. Now I'm going to repeat it. Michelle Obama is FBA, and she should be honored as the first Black female in the White House. She's the first Black first lady female, and she's FBA, and she deserves that. That has nothing to do with her husband. That has everything to do with her mama and daddy, because her mommy and daddy is the reason she's FBA. Barack ain't her daddy. So if you hear Barack's name, especially if you're a man, and you go on your period, get from over here. Bye. And if you pushing FBA, but you ain't pushing reparations, get from over here. Because I don't want FBA. I want reparations. And reparations identifies, FBA identifies who gets reparations. Many of y'all trying to make FBA some clown shit, really. I've seen a lot of people on my last live. I was very disappointed. You are destroying the concept of foundational Black Americans and the push for reparations. You are destroying it by doing some petty tribalism and using foundational Black American, which is for your lineage. That's not for tribal war. It was very disappointing to see people trying to use the concept of foundational Black Americans for tribal war. That's not what that's for. Foundational is for reparations. It's not this. We're not in this to point out, oh, you not FBA. Oh, this one not FBA. No, that one not. Listen, man. I'm not doing that. Now, if you're a politician and you from some other country and you come over here and you look like you're trying to run and you look like you're trying to throw the country off, fine. But if you're a politician that's already been in office and we trying to get reparations this way, I don't want to hear about that ain't, whatever happened years ago ain't got nothing to do with getting reparations next year, the year after that. Barack Obama ain't got nothing to do with this push for reparations now. He ain't even in office. I thought we trying to get reparations. You talking about somebody been out of office. Why? Because a lot of you all are really not pushing for reparations. A lot of people have jumped into this to beef. We reparation, we FBA, and you is this, and we FBA, and you is that, and we FBA. That's where a lot of people have come. And since so many people been pushing FBA the wrong way, the push for reparations has disappeared. The actual conversation and push for reparations disappeared for the arguments over foundational Black Americans. They prefer the FBA beefing and the FBA arguments over the reparations. I've been seeing it. But this is the first time I thought my audience was more intelligent than that. And some of my audience let me see up under their skirt. And I'm like, oh, okay. You ain't really standing on what we standing on over here. Oh, you bringing that stuff from the, oh, okay. I didn't know you was one of them. I thought you was really listening to me, because anybody listening to me, no, I ain't doing that. Anybody listening to me, no, I want my reparations. I don't give a damn what you is. So I see a lot of y'all ain't standing on reparations. Y'all frauds. Oh, I get it. Y'all frauds, and y'all dumb, and y'all slow. And anybody won't smoke. Not only can they get in the chat, I'll come on their live and give them both barrels, because foundational Black Americans is only for reparations. That's the only reason you need to prove you foundational. What do you need to prove how long you've been here for? For reparations. Without reparations, it wouldn't matter how long you've been here. Who cares? Show me where how long you've been here is valid for anything other than the money you got cheated out of during slavery. I'll wait. Anybody show me the value of identifying as a foundational Black American if you ain't getting reparations. Show it to me. Show me the purpose. Is identifying foundational Black Americans just to separate me from somebody else? That's it? I can understand that too. I can understand somebody saying, but brother, that's necessary in the future. But that person would get ate up because foundational Black Americans was born out of the reparations movement, not out of whatever new shit y'all talking about. That whole concept, foundational Black Americans, came right behind American descendants of slavery and us pushing for reparations. That's a fact. That's what it was born out of. It wasn't born out for no futuristic shit. Yeah. And it wasn't born out for me hating every Caribbean person or who mama and daddy is from here and there. Like, I'm not doing all that. Like, I'm not disliking you because your mama from the Caribbean or your, no, I'm not. Okay. I'm not doing all that. Now you're going too far. Yeah, I'll criticize other Blacks if they're not working together with us as far as unity and stuff like that. I'll say, yeah, Jamaicans come here, they should do more. I'll say, yeah, Haitians come here, they should lock in. But I'm not just looking at you because you're a Haitian and being like, oh, you Haitian. Your mama's Haitian. That what y'all doing? Because I'm not doing that. Because my concept is, if you're Jamaican, you're supposed to go get your reparations. That's my concept. My concept is you owed reparations too. They robbed you in Jamaica. You picked hella cotton in Jamaica. You picked cut hella sugar cane in Jamaica. Trinidad. Y'all went through slavery. That's how I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it like, hey, the Congo was owed reparations. That's how I'm looking at it. What they do to them blacks in the Congo. So they not owed reparations in the Congo. I'm not understanding. So I'm not finna do the immature stuff. But I'm just heated because you done came on my channel with that. Like, don't come over here with that. I'm telling you, start calling you out your name, disrespect your mama and all that. I'm telling you, an adult. I'ma disrespect you. Do not come over here with that. I've never done it, and I don't want nobody doing it. Okay? I'm not doing all that. I'm not disrespecting Barack Obama because whoever his mom and daddy is. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that with no principles behind it and no righteousness behind it. Ain't no righteousness behind it. Ain't nothing behind that. What's behind that? Nothing. That's some bozo stuff. To the point where a black brother become president and you don't want to congratulate it because he not the same relatives as yours? Are you serious? So you're telling me that if a black man ran for president and his dad and his mama was a black American, his daddy was a Jamaican, and you wouldn't be happy, you still wouldn't look at that as a win that he became the first black president? You wouldn't honor that unless he directly from your blood. He got to be exactly like how you was born. Are you serious? See, that's when it's going too far for me. See, it's going too far for me when I see a sister running in the Olympics and she win a gold medal and she broke a record, and then you start saying her daddy a Jamaican. Nigga, I don't care. Like, what? Wait a minute, what? What? So now I gotta go have everybody lineage. I can't cheer for no black people because I gotta know who their mom and daddy is. So I gotta go back all these records. I gotta find out who their mom and daddy is. Is that what y'all telling me? If their mom and daddy wasn't FBA, then the record is what? Less? Their accomplishments is less? And you telling me you're going to get reparations when you focusing on that kind of monkey shit? And you really think you're going to get reparations? You really think you're going to be able to deal with the government and get somewhere? They turning it into some clown stuff. And what they doing? Fine. If you a bozo, I don't got no problem with you being a bozo. My problem is this not the circus. See, I'm standing on my channel right now. I feel like people came over to disrespect my channel. Do not disrespect my channel. Do not bring no concepts over here. I don't do. I don't do tribal war over here. I speak against everybody. I speak against the things I don't like the Jamaicans doing. I speak against the things I don't like the Ghanaians doing. Everybody, including you niggas in America. I speak against the things I don't like y'all doing. We got gang and everything. We got problems. Everybody get their smoke over here. But I'm not anti no black people. So now if you want to push, if you want an FBA and that means I got to be anti the black people, then that ain't gonna work for me. Somebody need to let me know what the rules, because you got to count me out if I got to dislike Africans and all that. I thought a tether was somebody that was actually doing something wrong. I didn't think any black person that's not a foundation black American is a tether. That sounds stupid, okay? I thought a tether was somebody trying to lock into you that's not you for some nice so decent means. I thought a tether was like me trying to go to Jamaica and pretend I'm a Jamaican. I thought that's the tether. That's what I thought, because I never liked that myself. And I played in hella reggae bands. And one reason I was so popular with the Jamaicans, because I was always like this. I never change up and try to talk like this and that, man. I never did that. When the brothers say, hello, Pharaoh, I'd be like, what's up, man? Like that. I didn't go, yes, your boy guy. I never did all that. And I was just as Rasta as them. But I was just my Rasta. I wasn't no fake ass Rasta. I'm a Rasta from Chicago. So I'm a Chicago Rasta. You know what I'm saying? The hell? I'm my own Rasta. I don't know no fake Rasta. That's why all the brethren liked me. Because I was me. But now when you start getting to where you just start to the point where it look like you hate other blacks, hey, I ain't going to be able to do it. I didn't like Michelle Obama making Obama go to that thing by herself, but you know, I dissed her a little bit, but I'm gonna let it go. She's still my sister. Barack Obama came here and worked out in Allgale Gardens. You don't know nothing about Allgale Gardens. So you gotta shut up talking to me. This is some Chicago shit. You don't know nothing about the gardens. When I tell you that man came out of Harvard or a high level school and worked at Allgale Gardens, you don't even know what that means. With holes in his shoes, took less pay to go to the hood. Most of y'all, you don't know, but if I took you to the gardens right now, you'll boo-boo on yourself. You ain't built like that. You can't go in the gardens. So when I tell you the brother came and worked in the gardens, and I'm impressed with it, of course you're not impressed with it. Of course you don't even know what I'm saying. You don't know. And so now I got a whole live now. Now the gardens ain't no joke. And that man's highly loved and respected in the black community. He helped all our elders. But if you ain't from here, shut up. Don't speak on no Chicago politics. I'm telling you in the dope. Because all them grandmamas and stuff out there, he took care of all them. Facts. So if you don't know the history, shut up. I don't give a damn who you is. You don't really want this smoke. Sometimes you got to stay in your place if you don't know. So now when you start talking about politicians in Chicago and Chicago politics and you wasn't here, you can't say nothing. You don't know nothing about Harold Washington. You don't know nothing about Barack Obama. You don't know nothing about these brothers and sisters here. You don't know. Stay in your city and speak what you know in your city. This Chicago. First off, we blacker than all y'all city. Let's just start there. We the number one blackest city. How many black mayors y'all done had? So we be getting they might not do a good job. But you can't disrespect the black people that have faith in them that voted. So like we got a black mayor now. I don't like him. But I respect the black people that voted for him. They thought he was going to do good. So they did good. They voted for somebody look like them. I'm not going to trash them just because Brandon got in there and didn't do a good job. That don't mean they made a mistake. He made a mistake. They did what they supposed to do. They put a black man in there that they thought was going to do right. But y'all on the internet get to the point where when he don't do right, you disrespect the people that put their faith in them. How that makes sense? What they did wrong? They did right. He just didn't uphold that. So now we got a whole bunch of black people now, especially a lot of y'all ain't politically active anyway. Really need to shut the hell up. Listen, I got smoke today. A lot of you black people on social media, you ain't politically active worth a damn. You ain't doing a damn thing in your community. You ain't doing nothing for the schools, the libraries, no type of political activism at all. You ain't doing nothing. You just living there and letting everybody else make the decisions, and then you getting on social media complaining, especially you men. You ain't standing on nothing. Every time you start making an excuse why you're not politically active, I'm looking at you. You keep talking about why you're not voting. Black man, young black man, you keep talking about why you're not voting. You keep talking about why you're not voting. You keep talking about why you're not voting. I'm looking at you like, why you ain't running? Why you ain't trying to run nothing but your mouth? Why you ain't running? Black man, why you ain't running to look out for your people? Why ain't you an alderman? Why ain't you a mayor? Why ain't you no type of supervisor, nothing in your city? When you get through talking, why you ain't no senator? Why you ain't no congressman? Why you sitting around digging in your ass and ain't doing nothing for nobody? Listen, black man, I ain't trying to be disrespectful, but shut the hell up. Because you won't even get with other regular brothers and build nothing. Brothers like me, I can't get 5 of y'all to do nothing. Y'all couldn't even take care of the music industry when you got in there. You dropped the ball. The clothing industry, you dropped the ball. You never can't get 10 of y'all together to do nothing. But you on this interneting. But you ain't outside. You won't get on the internet talking about the gangs. The gangs running over because you's a punk. Yeah, they running over you. Why you ain't outside then? Stopping the gangs, punk. Why your punk ass ain't outside then? Pharaoh, the gangs is running over me and my mama and my family. Hey, look, you gangs. What we gonna do about the gangs, man? What we gonna do these politicians? Every time you crying about what's wrong. Oh, this is wrong. Oh, this is wrong. Oh, these politicians ain't no good. Oh, ain't nobody no good. And you ain't standing on nothing. So now we're trying to get reparations, and y'all gonna take FBA and use it for beefing. We did all that work. We try to push for reparations, and y'all take FBA. You ain't FBA. I'm FBA. Use a tether. 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 Tethers is tether. Tethers. Oh, you done found some way that you could play. A lot of y'all done took FBA, to play. You don't got to stand on nothing. You can just say FBA this and FBA that and FBA that. And the tethers this and the tethers that. I've been saying it for a while. That's why I ain't really saying nothing all year. That's why I didn't push pay Black Americans and push the merchandise because I said, oh, they ain't even on it. Oh, they jumping into this to beef. Oh, so now that it's tethers and now it's this one ain't this. Oh, that's why they in it. So we got a whole bunch of people, they claiming FBA to beef, to be against other blacks. Yeah, they not in it for reparations or to build a community. They in it to be like, I don't like the Haitians ain't this and the Jamaicans ain't that and this. They tethers and we FBA and we FBA and we FBA. That's what they in it for. That's what they in it for. So now we reparations. Then y'all start FBA, and FBA is bigger than reparations. I don't like that. The word reparations is down here, and the words found FBA is up here. This is FBA, and this is reparations. On my soul. It's FBA. You don't see no reparations nowhere. Am I lying? No. Am I lying? Which one is the most popular? The term FBA or the term reparations? Put it in the chat. Which one's getting all the shine? FBA is getting all the shine. Reparations has basically disappeared. Reparations disappeared. Reparations has disappeared. And if you want reparations, don't you want everybody to ask for your reparations? Don't you want to ask for everybody else? Don't you want Jamaicans to say, yeah, give Black Americans reparations? So if you want to get on Jamaicans' case, tell Jamaicans, hey, man, why y'all ain't supporting our reparations? No, you just call them tethers. Everybody's a tether. Everybody's a tether. There are real tethers, but they've used it so much that they're just using tether for people that ain't even tethers. So now, if you're African, you're a tether. I swear to God, you just a tether. If you're from another country, you just a tether. That's not a tether. Just because a brother from Nigeria, he's not a tether. But they didn't turn tether into foreigner. Now a black foreigner is a tether. Tell me I'm lying. That's not what a tether is. A tether was somebody actually trying to connect themselves to you, to hook themselves to your movement. It's not just any brother and sister from the Caribbean or from Africa is not a tether because you're from Nigeria. That's not a tether, bro. That's not a tether. Y'all ain't noticed they calling everybody a tether? Just anybody's a tether. They just go, they see some Haitian dude, he fall out because he got a bracelet, they call him a tether. The Haitian brother, how you a tether? So the Haitian brother from Haiti, he's a tether. But the white German man from Germany, he not no white tether. He cool. You don't see none of the white immigrants. The only immigrants you see and hate is the black ones. It's not like you really constructive criticizing the black immigrants, telling them Why y'all don't come over here and link with us? I could see that. But you calling them a tether, but you don't got no plan. I'm seeing black people calling people a tether that don't got no plan themselves. You just a bozo on the internet calling names. You got no plans. You got no direction. You never got nothing to bring to the table on none of your social media. You just like the name calling. As soon as you do the name calling, your views gonna go up. That's it. I'm gonna get more views if I'm dissing black immigrants and stuff than I'm gonna get telling black Americans to work. Now, if I make a video telling y'all to roll y'all sleeves up and work, less views. If I'm over here going off on Haitians or going off on Jamaicans or going off on Ghanaians, a lot of views. And now the Africans and all them doing the same thing, because that's the only time you come into my channel too. If you're a Ghanaian or African or Caribbean, you come into beef too. You don't never come to add no conversation either. So now black people worldwide, they turned y'all into some goddamn fools. That's what they did. They turned you into fools. Yeah, they call Farrakhan a tether. How the hell Farrakhan a tether? How the hell Stokely Carmichael? How Farrakhan is a tether? Let that make some sense. How Farrakhan tethered before we had tethers? We just tethers. We just made up tethers. There was no such thing as tethers. How the hell is Farrakhan a tether? How he connecting himself to black people when he is connected to Islam? He not connected to black people, fools. He connected to the Nation of Islam. The Nation of Islam is not black people. The Nation of Islam is black Muslims. Duh. Stokely Carmichael. How the hell Stokely Carmichael is a tether? So they're going to look to see if you got any kind of any relative of somewhere else, and now that makes you a tether. Are you serious? I'm just trying to figure out. Are you serious? You gotta be kidding me. Is that what we doing? Or you want to go back in history now and just make up stuff? Back before you was born. It really tripped me out because all y'all younger than me and don't know what the fuck you talking about. Anyway, a lot of people talking to y'all can't talk to me. That's a fact. A lot of people talking to y'all can't talk to me. Because the first thing I'm going to say is what year you was born. Oh, you wasn't even outside. You went outside. So you don't know the history. You read the history, but all the history ain't written. So if you know based on what's read, you don't know a lot of shit you don't know. Because a lot of shit you would have to been here to know. They turned it into some clown stuff. I've been trying to fight it, but it didn't went too far. And now we got a bunch of losers that's jumping into it because they think it's like a group. You know, psychologists have shown when people get in a group, they're more likely to hurt people and do stuff and get in a frenzy based on the group. So they can get in a group and start going outside their body. So we done got to the point where people is doing stuff, but they can't show you no outcome for what they doing. They can't show you no benefit of calling people tethers. Is calling people tethers going to get reparations? And do we want the word tether to be bigger than reparations? Because I'm in it for reparations. I'm not in it for tethers. I'm not interested in the word tether being bigger than reparations. And then it made tether bigger than reparations. And I'm looking like, I kept saying, what the fuck? We want reparations, man. We running away people to push for reparations. We supposed to be pushing for each other's reparations. What are we doing? Jamaicans owe reparations. We supposed to be pushing for reparations. We supposed to be telling Jamaicans, why you mad? You need to push for your reparations. Brother in Trinidad, you need to be pushing for yours. When a brother from Africa say you don't deserve no reparations, I say you do. Why you not pushing for yours? They done stole everything from Africa. You are right, my brother. I know, bro. Get out of my business and go handle your business in Africa and give. They done stole your whole continent. As a matter of fact, a lot of these people, they stole from Africa. They stole the people. Make it make some sense. But how reparations ain't the biggest word. See, this is black people. You get distracted. Tether was not for nothing other than to identify people that's trying to attach to you for some type of benefit. That's a tether. Okay? That is a tether. A tether has a specific meaning. A tether is somebody trying to connect to you to get something, trying to attach themselves to you to get something. That's it. Like somebody coming from another country and acting like you to get something by acting like you rather than get it being them. That's a tether. Somebody that really don't deal with you but lock themselves to you to get something. It's not just you born somewhere and you were tethered. No. This is a tether. A tether is when you can hook yourself to somebody to exploit something. So if I'm around a bunch of Jamaicans and they need a bass player and I'm playing bass in a reggae band, I'm not a tether. I'm not connecting to them to get nothing. Yeah, I'm making money, but I'm helping the band. So if I go to Jamaica, why would they look at me as a Yankee? Why would they look against me? I'm just playing music to help the band. I'm not a tether just because I'm not a Jamaican and I'm playing reggae. That's not a tether. A tether is when a woman got a good job and a man holler at her, get her pregnant, live with her, and be taking her money. That's a tether. Yeah, a tether don't even have to be different countries. A tether could be a man that's exploiting a woman's money or vice versa, that then hooked with you, but not because they really like you, but they hook into you to exploit you. That could be a tether. There's more tethers in relationships than there is racially. Facts. A tether could be somebody teaching Black consciousness to make money, but ain't even into that. A tether could be somebody that attached themselves to the community and raise a lot of money to build a school and never build a school and attach themselves to Pan-Africanism and take money and you never see nothing done. That's a tether. They done tethered themselves to Black consciousness, to pimp. That's a tether. It's not just about being from different countries. It's the concept of attaching yourself to something for the sake of exploiting it. That's how it's originally supposed to be used. Where you see us get reparations, and now you from another country, you start hollering reparations, stepping on our stuff. You start talking about everybody get together and world reparations, and it's like, that's a tether. You see us trying to get reparations, now you're trying to tether to the movement. So that you're trying to tether to what we do instead of doing your own thing. If you go and you start your own reparations in Nigeria for whatever they did, that would be it. But if you try to connect to foundational Black Americans reparations and try to say we want global and you trying to include yourself, that's a tether. But my thing is, if you want reparations, how much time you gonna spend on tethers? Anytime you got a movement, most of the energy got to be for the movement, not the sidebars. This is reparations. This is tethers. But you know why? You know why tether is so big? Because tether could be used against other Black people. And that's easier than getting together, going against and pushing white politicians to give you your goddamn money. That's why. Because you don't want to go at the government to get your money. It's easier to call Africans names. That's easier than to roll up your sleeve and make Washington, D.C. and get your money from Bank of America and get your money from Northern Trust and get your money from Wells Fargo and get your money from the cotton industry and the railroad. You don't want to do that. You don't want to do the real reparations work. So it's easier to call Africans tethers and that's the easy part. That's easier than the real work. That's why you don't see the real work. You don't see no building to put Florida together, all the states together for a real national reparation. You don't see that? Where you see that at? The only person, I ain't going to say that, I don't want to diss nobody else. There's people out there doing it, but I don't want to go nowhere else and then have to really like verbally stomp everybody out. Because I'm number one. And it go real bad, like real ugly. I don't do signifying. I don't do jokes. I don't do all that when I get serious. I go for the juggler. So I'm not playing when it comes to reparations or nothing. And I ain't no little boy. I ain't no little ass boy. I've been out here. And I'm willing to support the movement, but the movement need to move. And all the silliness got to go. Because it didn't turn too much. Well, name calling ain't going to get no reparation. Like, name calling ain't going to get it, to me. Like, we need to be getting the reparations. so that we can encourage other brothers and sisters to get their reparations. We ain't supposed to be beefing with no brothers and sisters in Trinidad that had to grow sugar cane. Jamaica had to grow sugar cane. They kicked off the slavery in the Caribbean and transported it up here. Everybody know that. They transported that up this way from down there. The Spanish went through the Caribbean, stopped, went to South America, and got stuff and came back to the Caribbean, and all the people had got sick and passed away. And that's when the Spanish started to go and get black people from Africa to bring them to the Caribbean. That's why they be confused, talking about they didn't bring us up here for slavery. They brought them to the Caribbean. There was already some black people up here. But the slave trade started to the Caribbean. Then it was easy to bring slaves up from the Caribbean. And then they began to capture blacks up here and force them to be bred with the blacks from the Caribbean. So all that other talk, these so-called historians don't be knowing what they talking about. Slave breeding was forced because the British shut down the ocean, made it illegal to transport slaves. So when the British shut down the ocean, that's when the breeding started. They said we could breed more babies here while we trying to go losing whole slave ships. So they set up breeding farms all across the South. And if you was black, they didn't give a damn where you was from. They show you that in 12 Years a Slave. 12 Years a Slave show you that if they caught you, they was breeding you, period. All that, you was a this, you was a that. Bro was a free man. And they ain't care. They ain't care about you being no Native American. They breeding you, okay? Anybody talking about slavery ain't talking about money, ain't talking about nothing. And when there's money, it ain't no rules. Ain't no rules when there's money, okay? All that they did whatever to get them babies to pick that cotton. Anybody teaching that don't know what the hell they talk about. They ain't going by no rules when they need people to pick cotton. They don't know what the hell they talk about. And they got to read a book. I was in Alabama in the early 60s. I seen it with my own eyes. I seen it with my own eyes. Okay? I don't got to read no book. My great-grandmother, I used to stay at her house. And she was born 11 years after slavery ended. Facts. Facts. I was around people that were slaves when slavery ended and when my great-grandma was born. I stayed at her house. 1993, right? I was born in 1958, 58, 68, 78. How old was she? When I was going down there, she was already 90, 100 years old. If I was going to Alabama in 1966, she was 90. 1976, she was 100 years old. She lived to be 120, 117. I used to stay at her crib. She lived, her son, which my grandfather lived here, and she lived down there. They lived off the same road. And she's Sioux. and her husband was mixed like African. So all that you Native American, she's Native American, and and her people pick cotton. If you think, oh, they gave you a break, no. If you could pick cotton, you picked it. All these old scholars don't know what the hell they talk about. Let a hustler tell you. Boy, if you could pick cotton and make money, they're going to make you pick cotton. Ain't no rules. No, they went by rules. Yeah, all right. Y'all believe they went by rules when they came to pick that cotton and get that money? Even when they slept with the women and the women had to have white babies, they made the babies go. They made the half black babies, half white babies pick cotton, and they sold them into slavery too. Yeah. So it's like, when we going to get focused and get this reparation? Are we going to kick the ball down the road for the next kids? Because that's what it looked like. It looked like we're going to kick the ball down the road, to me. At this rate, it don't look like there's going to be no serious reparations move. I seen that they start splitting it up. All these big mouths didn't say nothing when they start pushing state reparations. We should have said we don't want no state reparations. We want national reparations. Nobody said nothing. They start fighting reparations in Chicago, reparations in the Bay Area, reparations over here and there. That was a scam right there. Didn't nobody say nothing. They let them people play us like suckers. We should have never went for all that. We shouldn't have went for that. We shouldn't have went for all that divided reparation. We should have demanded national reparation. No. Now look at it. Tether, 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 tether. That's it. It turned to just calling people tethers. That's it. The new thing is identifying who not FBA. That's gonna get us somewhere. That's gonna, yeah. All you gotta do is identify who not FBA, and you'll be fine. Yeah, that's all you gotta do. All you gotta do is identify who's not FBA. That's it. You don't gotta do nothing else. Come on, man. I am so sick of us dropping the ball every time. I was thinking this generation might actually got it. Same thing. Here come the negativity. The negativity is fun. So everybody gonna jump into the negativity because it's more fun. It's more fun. So let's jump into the negativity and waste years. Years. All the information is there. We know who got the money. We know who got the money. No pressure. And we know who got the money. Watch this, and then we're going to continue. We know who got the money.
This is 13 corporations that profited from slavery. So here we go. Number 1, J.P. Morgan Chase. Between 1831 and 1865, 2 predecessor banks, Citizens Bank and Canal Bank in Louisiana, accepted approximately 13,000 enslaved individuals as collateral on loans and took ownership of approximately 1,250 of them when the plantation owners defaulted on the loans. Number 2, New York Life, an insurance company, sold insurance policies on enslaved Africans. Number 3, Wachovia. 2 historical predecessors owned enslaved Africans and accepted them as payment. Number 4, N.M. Rothschild and Sons Bank in London. Nathan Mayer Rothschild, the banking family's 19th century patriarch, made personal gains by using enslaved Africans as collateral in dealings with a slave owner. I have a list of this, so if I stumble, it's because I have a lot of chicken scratch. Number 4, Norfolk Southern offered slaveholders $180. That's $3,379 today. This article was written in 2013. So that's $3,379 today a piece for enslaved Africans they would rent to the railroad for 1 year. The Central Georgia, another company aligned with Norfolk Southern Line today, valued slaves at $31,303. Today that would be $663,033. Did I say that right? Yes. $663,033. Hopefully that came out right. Sounds weird. Number 5. U.S. Today found that their parent company, E.W. Scripps and Gannett, had links to the slave trade. Number 6. Fleet Boston evolved from an early financial institution. Providence Bank founded John Brown, who was a slave trader and owned ships used to transport enslaved Africans. The bank financed Brown's slave voyages and profited from them. Brown even reportedly helped charter what became Brown University.
See what I'm saying? We know where the money's at. I'm going to play this at the end. I just wanted to make my point. We know where the money's at. Now, the identification of foundational Black Americans is genius. I love it. But we're not using it correctly, and we're not going where we're supposed to be going. We're just not. This is a big distraction. I don't feel that we should be, I don't see, unless somebody can show me how beefing with other Blacks gonna speed up reparations. I can't see it. You gotta show me something. We could be doing that for years. What is gonna materialize from that? Nothing. And if we put together a lot of people that call themselves FBA, but we put them together based on that behavior, it ain't gonna go nowhere. What's the purpose of building a foundational Black American concept, right? And then it's not going nowhere. See, check this out.
Now, if you want smoke, I'm here for all of it. But we not about to play the gaslighting game. Just like we said, FBA is not an organization, FBA is also not a movement. There is a movement, though. The movement is called the Delineation Movement. FBA is the lineage, delineation is the movement.
And you see, he's right. Delineation is the movement. But delineation don't mean just constantly dissing other people. Delineation means showing everybody what lineage they are. Delineation ain't just disrespecting Africans, is not delineation. Delineation is getting your people to delineate, to get your people to accept what they are. Delineation ain't beefing. Delineation ain't dissing other people. Delineation is building your lineage, working to build your lineage, to explain to other Black people why they should identify as foundational Black Americans. Delineation ain't just arguing and beefing. That's not it. And delineation have to be built on delineate for what? What is the purpose of knowing your lineage? For reparations. Nobody need to trace back their lineage if it's not for no purpose. If it's not for reparations, then backwards is no good. Then forward. Then you go get the bag this way. So if you're not looking at lineage to identify those that was in slavery in the past to get the money in the future, what are we doing? Because looking to the past and it ain't going to result to nothing in the future, we might as well just look to the future. I'm just saying, what we looking this way for? I'm only looking back. I'm only talking to my friend about the past because I loaned him $400 last month and I need my money. But if I didn't loan him no money last month, what I'm going to keep talking about last month for? The only reason I'm going to talk about last month because I want my money this month or next month. I'm just keeping it real. So it's like, that's why a lot of people like me got into this, because I thought we was trying to get our money. I don't care who don't like it. I'm talking about my time. Don't be wasting my time. I got into this for reparations. Now, if this wasn't for reparations, then say that. Say that from the beginning. Say, this ain't about reparations. This is about a whole bunch of other foolishness. And then a lot of us won't waste our time. I don't care who don't. I tell anybody to their face. If you ain't trying to get the reparations, then don't even talk to me. Because you take away reparations, then this is a waste of time. I'm going to tell you just like that. We trying to trace our lineage back to slavery, back to the 1800s, because that's how you get your reparations. You get your reparations for tracing your lineage back to the first census. That's the purpose of lineage. Other than that, what good is lineage? Why we ain't tracing our lineage all the way back to Moses then? Make it make some sense. Why is we foundational Black Americans if it ain't about reparations? If it ain't about reparations, then I can go back to ancient Kemet if I want to. Why am I not tracing my bloodline all the way back past that? Because I'm tracing my bloodline for reparations. And I don't appreciate starting no movements based on reparations and now taking it somewhere else. I don't really like that. This all started for reparations. That what we was on. American descendants of slavery was on reparations, and foundational Black Americans was on reparations. I ain't getting into this for no tethers. If you would have told me that we get into this to call people tethers, I would have passed. I'm from Chicago, we don't call names. We really get busy. So it's messing with my PTSD because we get busy. We don't name call in the rap. We don't name call. I'm in the rack. So we don't do this. Use the tether. Use the tether. We don't do that. We don't do use the tether. I got toxic masculinity. I can't do call no tether. Use the tether. Now we're not doing that. Now it's time to get on focus on what we doing. What we doing? Are we going out for reparations? Yes or no? Let me know what we doing. Because if you can't push it, then don't get mad if somebody put another whole crew together and go get it. Don't be start talking about you splitting up the movement when people get tired and want to go get it. I'm just saying, because it ain't no movement anyway. It's supposed to be lineage. But what good is the lineage if you tracing yourself back for nothing? And the whole tether thing then took over the movement, took over the, well, he says not a movement, but took over what we trying to do. Well, yeah, the movement, because delineation is the movement. And the tether thing is destroying the delineation. If you ask me, don't worry about what nobody else is. You're supposed to be identifying what you is. How many videos we gonna make about who's a tether, who's a tether, who's a tether? Who gives a damn? Where's the videos teaching the youth about what happened, why we owed money, who got the money? I never seen no brothers that don't never go after who got the money, but go after everybody except who got the money. According to all of these brothers and sisters, they got our money, they never paid us. I thought that was the story. Am I wrong? I thought there was money owed for slavery. All right, I want our money. Tethers don't got my damn money. And none of this is standing on what our greats have put down. I thought we were supposed to be standing on what this brother and sister put down. That's what I thought. I thought they put it down, and we supposed to be going to get everything that they outlined in this book. They outlined everything, every penny owed, and how much is owed is in this book. I thought we were standing on this book and this brother and sister. That's what I thought. That we were standing on Darity and Mullen. That's what I thought. I know what I'm talking about. I'm showing you right now. I came into this based off of them and them telling us and outlining in details who owe us and how much. Why we ain't hearing nothing about them? Why we ain't pushing what they told us to get? I don't know. But I thought we were standing on what Claude Anderson was saying and what they were saying. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. I thought this was the direction. I thought the direction was laid out. And I thought we was organizing everybody to go in this direction. That's what I thought. We organized it. You ADOS, you FBA, how many we got? Let's go in this direction. I'm not thinking we going in the direction for no tethers. And then to think about that too, now you allow people to distract you. So you allow people to play the tether game to get you to go back and forth with them and throw you off your square. So now all kind of people get distract us because you want to argue with tethers so they can just play with you. They can just get on the internet and string you along and distract you from your mission. That was happening. Distract you. Because I was talking to some people today, and all they wanted to do was do the tether stuff. I ended the live. I got to go chop them off the live. They embarrassed me. I thought they was watching. I thought they was good students. They hadn't learned a goddamn thing. And tried to play me like I give a damn if they keep watching. I don't give a damn if you don't keep watching anyway. But we trying to get something done. The day I suck up to y'all for you to watch me, come on. I ain't never did that, and I'm not finna do it now. I'm not sucking up to you to watch me. I'm unwatchable. I'm not the good guy. I'm not your friend. I'm not over here to be your friend. If I wanted to get a lot of views, I'll be talking about Diddy. I'll be talking about Lil Durk. I know how to get views. So if you wanted me, I could sell you out on my own. I could have been sold y'all out. I know how to talk. I got the gift of gab. I know every subject that's going to get me views. I don't need 50 people over. I can have 1,000 people right now. I know what I could say. I could sell you out. I could sell you down the drain. As a matter of fact, I could have jumped on the tether train and have how many people over here if I was calling tethers? If I was the tether guy, it'd be 2,000 people over here. You know why? Because they don't got to do shit. And I'm trying to get you to do something. And you know they don't want to do nothing. So they want me to talk about something you ain't got to do nothing. So if I talk about tethers, they could be like, yeah, they tethers, yeah. Ooh, they all come over here. Everybody come over here for that. That's right, Pharaoh. They is tethers. That's right. That's right, Pharaoh. They ain't nothing. Yes, they have nothing. You the best on the YouTube. That's right. We can't. I hate them. Yes. Yes. They lined up. All I gotta be over here. These Jamaicans ain't nothing. These Africans, they don't have nothing. And they'll be popping over here. Hey, it'll be popping. All I gotta do is drag the Caribbeans, drag the Haitians, and drag the Africans, and it'll be popping. Facts. They'll be over here for that. All I gotta do is have FBA. Africans ain't nothing. It'll be popping by itself. For real, they like that. And you'll be all hyped up, and I'll be going straight to the bank with so many views, cashing out on your emotions. I ain't stupid. I know how the game go. I know how the game go. And I know don't nobody want to hear that. That's why the church is full. The church is full because you ain't got to do nothing. But believe in Jesus, you can go to heaven. So you're going to go every week. So I know that people don't want to hear nothing. People don't want to really, they don't want to listen to me, and you got to really get off your ass or do nothing. I know. But the difference between me and a lot of these people is my children is grown. And I got grandchildren. And I'm not cool with kicking the reparations ball down the road. I'm just not cool with it. I'm not no sellout, coon, traitor, rat, lazy bum that don't want to push the line for the next generation. Yeah, I'm not that. This is the first opportunity to push the line. In case people want to know. Why you ain't been pushing line? Because we ain't been at social media. There was never no opportunity for you to see me all over the world like that. This is it. This is the first opportunity where we could really push the line. This is the first opportunity where we on TV. Remember, we couldn't get on TV. But now YouTube is TV. Facebook is TV. X is TV. We got TV now. Instagram is TV. So now you can be seen. You can broadcast. We never was able to broadcast till now. And now that we can broadcast, what are we broadcasting? Bozo stuff? That's what you want me to broadcast? Tether, 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 tether. The word tether is the biggest word. I don't really like that. Tether is the biggest word. Tether gets all the attention. I can make a fortune doing that. Y'all ain't gonna get no reparations, but I'm gonna get money. I'm gonna get big money doing that. But what y'all gonna get? Nothing. I'm just trying to push reparations. I don't beef good. I got toxic masculinity. I live in a gang city. So beef, I don't do beef. I don't do beef. Beef with me, beef go outside immediately. Yeah, beef go out with me with my where I grew up, beef go outside immediately. Beef is serious, so I don't do beef. The beef is the way I come up, beef means penitentiary. I'm gonna do 25 years to life. So I don't do beef. So I can't. I gotta do something. We gotta be constructive. I can't do no beef. I can't do all this on the internet because it ain't gonna stay on the internet. I already know it ain't gonna stay on the internet. It's not gonna stay on the internet with me. None. So I can't. I need to see us really get reparations popping. I ain't want all that other clown stuff. Like it's time to get this popping. It's time to get focused. All this name calling, it ain't gonna amount to nothing. Time just gonna keep ticking. If time keep ticking, all they're gonna do is go into a cashless society, and that's the end of all of that, including YouTube. You're gonna be done. If you don't make some moves, you're gonna be done. And the weather's not playing either. So you can play if you want to. Money not gonna save you from this weather. Money not gonna save you from these food crises and these water crises that coming. If black people don't start making moves to get what we trying to get, then just pack up now. You got a little time to make your last push. Money not gonna save you. That money gonna burn up in your house. That's what's gonna happen. That money ain't gonna be worth nothing. You're not gonna be able to pay your way out of this. So now either we're gonna focus on our people or we not. We ain't got none of the ancestors behind us if we ain't standing on business. None. And right now, it looked like we was going up, and now it just looked like clown shit. And what do you want me to say? It looking like clown, look like Bozo the Clown shit. To me. And I know how black people is. If they don't see nothing by February, March next year, this is all over. There won't be no FBA, none of that. I'll let it be done. It'll disappear just like RBG and all that. It'll be gone. They not going to keep dealing with this if they don't see nothing. It's going to be over with. Anybody can challenge me. I ain't seen this movie how many times? Y'all babies. I'm about to be 70. I didn't seen this movie. I didn't seen black people have it and drop it time and time again. Look like we finna do the same thing. I hate to say it. That's what it look like. Because I don't know what tethers and all that. That's going this way. It's like you build it up. Reparations. Tether. And tether took over. And everybody Lord talking about tethers. They ain't got to do nothing or nothing. And reparations have shrunk in the dirt. See, when you're dealing with media, whether it's music, movies, or whatever, you go by words. And you can tell everything going by the words. Like when hip hop started to fall, you could see certain words start disappearing. You knew it was finna crash. There were certain words that people was using a lot. And the words show you how powerful the culture is. And when the words start disappearing, you'll see people shifting to a whole nother region. Look now. Look at rap. It's really gone. They trying to act like it's there. They trying to have 50 Cent do something. They trying to have, Jada kiss it, but it's over. It's over. Hip hop is gone. It ain't never coming back, not like this. They trying to figure out what else they can make up right now. Seen that before too. I've seen all these music genres. You see the albums. Black people didn't stand on hip hop, didn't monetize it right, didn't take it serious, and it just they came with the internet. The babies didn't need you no more. They could just drop their beat on their computer and rap whatever they want. So 1 billion people could drop records. And look, you got a few big superstars and then everybody else. Ain't no money in it. All the rappers streaming, doing talk shows. If they don't do no talk shows, they broke. They ain't gonna make nothing. 50 was smart. He went into business. Sold out of Reebok in 2 hours. Smart. Because he already seen it. It's over. That's over with. Because we don't never be taking care of anything we try to do. We play too damn much. Every time we have something good, we play and blow it. Last year, you could see the reparations and the whole movement. You could see it had legs under it. Now you can see, boom. Now it's silly, like just disrespect. Name calling. Name calling is the biggest thing. If people having a good time name calling and getting this euphoria, why would they want to listen to something serious? They don't want to listen to me and nothing serious. They having too much fun over there. They getting adrenaline. Yeah, they ain't this, they ain't that. I stomped everybody fire out tonight. Oh man, they wanted to have fun. And got mad, I didn't want to. I stopped the whole live. Okay, we out of here. Y'all some clowns. They feel like they so bought into the Babylon system, they feel like they own me because they watching me. That's what they think. So I had to stop it and come back and let them know you don't own me. If that's the case, I could have did something else. If I wanted to be owned, I could be over here on saying some other shit and get money if that's the case. If I wanted to go like that, I could be over here talking about the main subjects that ain't nothing. If that's the case, there's other things I could talk about and it's gonna go crazy. I could be over here talking about Lil Durk right now. I can get 10,000 views. All I gotta do is bullshit and talk about Durk. That's all I gotta do. All I gotta do is talk about Durk, KVD, KVD, Durk, Durk, KVD. Thousands of views. That's all I gotta do all day. That's all I gotta talk about. Durk, KVD, KVD, Durk, Diddy, Durk, Diddy, KVD, Diddy, Durk. Throw the other drill rappers' names in there that's in the case. That's it. I know how the game go. And they're going clicking on it, clicking on it, clicking on it. Monetize, monetize, monetize. That's why everybody sell out. Because when they see the crowd ain't on nothing, they're like, listen, why should I waste my time? Y'all don't care, I don't care. That's why everybody go. They say, listen, man, I gotta pay my bills. They be like, F these people. That's what they be on. They'll say, I'm crazy right now. Boy, you crazy. You should be getting your money. To hell with FBA and to hell with reparations. That's what people would tell me. Right now. Go get the bag. I'm just telling you. We ain't looking good. And black people think it's funny. But if you don't push reparations and then people see you fall on your face this time, it's a wrap for you. You drop the ball on this one, because you had them. They was thinking, we're going to have to give these people reparations. Then you let a bunch of people come out here and distract us. And we done dropped the goddamn ball for some bullshit. Straight up. Now you barely hear any conversation about reparations. Nobody's interested in getting their money. No conversation. I used to be going on YouTube and search reparations and you seen the news and everybody talk about it. But now they seen us dropping the ball. They're like, we don't got to talk about it no more. The news media, like, okay, great. I ain't lying. Ain't nobody talking about it like that no more. They wiped it out. They wiped it out with Iraq and all that. They wiped it right out. Whoop. Got everybody distracted. Totally dropped the ball. There's no type of reparations conversation. Nothing. I ain't kidding. All the demons came that was glad. All of the foreigners, foreign blacks that wasn't going to get it anyway. The haters. Because a lot of blacks from other places, if they think you finna get reparations, all they know is they ain't going to get it. The people like Dr. Umar now, they hoping you don't get it. Because we live in a world where if they don't get it, they definitely don't want you to get it. So we got a whole bunch of black people around the world didn't want us to get it anyway. They was too dumb to see how they could have maneuvered from it. All they know is they don't want you to get it. People feel like when something happened for you, then they losing. That's how they are nowadays. But me, if Jamaica get reparations, I don't feel like I'm losing. Yeah, we fight too many battles, but we just been invaded, sweetie, by internet trolls. We've been invaded by trolls. That's what happened. We've been invaded by internet trolls. That's distract the people. The gossip, the beef and the gossip, that's what they like. If you don't got nobody's name in your mouth and you ain't creating no type of hostility, they don't know what to do with your content because that's what the system has programmed them. They need an enemy. See, a conversation like this, there's no enemy. They need an enemy. They need me to be dissing somebody right now. Then they'll watch it. Because I'm keeping it on what we need to do and I'm not blaming nobody, I ain't throwing no names, I'm not dissing nobody, they're not interested in that. But I'm kind of, what I'm saying, I felt like the title Foundational Black American, that description, I felt like it was great. I felt like it was historical. So I'm really disappointed because I felt like we was onto something with that description. I thought that Foundational Black America, that's it. That's going to catch. That's it. And it still is, but it was supposed to be attached to reparations. And it looked like people use it to bury reparations rather than to use it to get reparations. So it ended up being, it's ending up looking like it's really going to be the enemy of reparations. Because you got Foundational Black Americans and then you got tethers. And tethers is the biggest word. Tethers is bigger than reparations. That's a fail. We failed. So far, we failing. Tethers is not supposed to be that big. But it's the biggest word. Tethers is bigger than FBA or reparations. That's a fact. FBA not bigger than Tether. Not at all. That's a fact. Tether is the biggest word. Within those words, within Foundational Black Americans and reparations and Tether, Tether is the biggest word. That's a fact. Tell me I'm lying. That's the biggest word. Reparations is the smallest word. FBA is big, but reparations is basically gone almost. It's just Tether and FBA, FBA and Tether, Tether FBA, FBA Tether, Tether FBA, FBA Tether. Reparations, gone. Lost all its power. Don't say I didn't tell you. I just had to deal with that and get that straight. Now watch this, sister. This is what we're supposed to get. Victory.
This is 13 corporations that profited from slavery. So here we go. Number 1, J.P. Morgan Chase. Between 1831 and 1865, 2 predecessor banks, Citizens Bank and Canal Bank in Louisiana, accepted approximately 13,000 enslaved individuals as collateral on loans and took ownership of approximately 1,250 of them when the plantation owners defaulted on the loans. Number 2, New York Life. An insurance company sold insurance policies on enslaved Africans. Number 3, Wachovia. 2 historical predecessors owned enslaved Africans and accepted them as payment. Number 4, N.M. Rothschild and Sons Bank in London. Nathan Mayer Rothschild, the banking family's 19th century patriarch, made personal gains by using enslaved Africans as collateral in dealings with a slave owner. I have a list of this, so if I stumble, it's because I have a lot of chicken scratch. Number 4, Norfolk Southern offered slaveholders $180. That's $3,379 today. This article was written in 2013. So that's $3,379 today a piece for enslaved Africans they would rent to the railroad for 1 year. The Central Georgia, another company aligned with Norfolk Southern Line today, valued slaves at $31,303. Today that would be $663,033. Did I say that right? Yes. $663,033. Hopefully that came out right. Sounds weird. Number 5. U.S. Today found that their parent company, E.W. Scripps and Gannett, had links to the slave trade. Number 6. Fleet Boston evolved from an early financial institution. Providence Bank founded John Brown, who was a slave trader and owned ships used to transport enslaved Africans. The bank financed Brown's slave voyages and profited from them. Brown even reportedly helped charter what became Brown University. Number 7. CSX used slave labor to construct portions of U.S. rail lines under the political and legal system that was in place more than a century ago. 2 enslaved Africans were John Henry and Reuben. The record states they were to be returned clothed when they arrived to work for the company. Number 8. Canadian National Railway Company. The Mobile and Ohio, now part of Canadian National, valued their slaves lost to the war and emancipation at $199,691 on record. That amount is currently worth $2.2 million. Whew. Number 9. Brown Brothers Harriman, the oldest and largest private investment bank, founded 1818, owned hundreds of enslaved Africans and financed the cotton economy by lending millions to Southern planters, merchants, and cotton brokers. Number 10. Brooks Brothers, high-end suit retailer, got their start selling slave clothes to various slave traders in the 1800s. They got their start by selling slave clothes. Number 11, Barclays. British multinational banking and financial services company headquartered in London, has now conceded that companies brought over the years may have been involved in the slave trade. Number 12, Lehman Brothers. This business empire started in the slave trade. Quote from Joe Pelizzotto: "This is a sad part of our history or our heritage. We're deeply apologetic. It was a terrible thing. There's no one sitting in the United States in the year 2005, hopefully, who would ever in a million years defend the practice. 13. Aetna. Aetna? Aetna. U.S. largest health insurer, apologized for selling policies in the 1850s that reimbursed slave owners for financial losses when the enslaved Africans they owned died. Aetna has long acknowledged that for several years shortly after its founding in 1853, that the company may have insured the lives of slaves. A few other people or a few other corporations, companies that profited from slavery: Princeton, Harvard Law School, Tiffany & Co., Bank of America, Yale University, and Wells Fargo.